So, what if the secret to better relationships, to getting ahead, to just living a more connected life, what if it wasn't about being a better speaker? What if it was about becoming a totally different kind of listener? Today, we're diving into this really powerful idea that suggests the key to human connection isn't in what you say, but in how you hear. And it all starts from a place that, well, you might find surprisingly familiar. It all begins with a feeling that hits a lot of us, especially in our 30s. You kind of look around at your life, your work, your friends, and you just feel a little out of your depth. Like the old tricks for dealing with people, maybe just staying quiet or complaining about things, they just don't cut it anymore. And you're left feeling pretty stuck. And really, it all boils down to this one question that so many of us ask ourselves. Do you just feel unskilled when it comes to people? It's a super frustrating feeling, right? Like you missed the one class in school that taught everyone else how to build these real, solid connections.
Okay, so check this out. Here's a really fascinating way to look at it. The idea is that nature, or the universe, whatever you want to call it, deliberately brings you all these fateful connections in your 30s. In Korean, this concept is called inyan. And these aren't just random meetings. No, these are the relationships that are meant to literally shape the entire path of your life. How you handle them? Well, that changes everything.
So, if these connections are such a big deal, how do we get them right? The answer is not what you'd expect. It's not about learning how to be more charming or more persuasive. It's about mastering the art of receiving what other people have to say.
And boom, there it is. The most profound skill in connecting with another human being has nothing to do with what you're putting out there. It's all about what you're taking in. I mean, this is a complete 180 from how we usually think about communication. Instead of focusing on our output, we gotta perfect our input. To really get your head around this, let's use this brilliant metaphor. Think of what someone says to you, their ideas, their feelings, their stories, as their unique product. It's something they've made, something they've produced, and they're offering it to you. Now, it might not be perfect, it might not be polished, but in that moment, it's their creation. And this kicks off this incredible feedback loop. See, when someone offers you their product, their words, and you receive it with genuine sincerity, there's a great word for this in Korean, jeongseong, which means this deep, heartfelt care. Well, something kind of magical happens. They feel heard, they feel seen, they feel valued. And that feeling creates this powerful sense of gratitude that just skyrockets the connection between you. But hang on, if it's that simple, why is it so incredibly hard for us to do? Well, it turns out the biggest obstacle isn't out there somewhere, it's right inside our own heads. So what's the deal? What's the big barrier that keeps us from just receiving what people are saying? It's usually not that we're not interested, or even that we don't have time. The real problem is something we carry around with us every single second. It's our own knowledge. Yep, the very thing we're so proud of, our expertise, our opinions, our hard-won experience, that's what becomes the filter. The second someone starts talking, we're already running their words through this internal fact checker, judging if it's right or wrong, smart or dumb, useful or a waste of time, all based on what we already think we know. And this sets up this huge contrast between two ways of being. You have the full mind, which is always filtering, always judging, always rejecting, and because of that, it just stagnates. But then you have the empty mind, an open, receptive mind. It absorbs, it learns, and it just keeps on growing. And look, an empty mind doesn't mean an ignorant mind. It just means you've made space for something new to come in. And this leads to a pretty bold claim, right? That a lot of times it's the most knowledgeable people, the experts, who actually stop growing. And why? Because their cup is already full. They measure everything against what they've already got locked in, which means they're effectively blocking anything new, any different perspective from ever getting through. Okay, so what happens if we can actually get past this trap of our own knowledge? What's on the other side? Well, this way of truly receiving, it doesn't just make you a better person to talk to, it basically becomes your superpower. Now, let's be crystal clear about something here. Receiving is not the same thing as agreeing. Absorbing someone's product doesn't mean you have to buy it. You don't have to believe it, you don't have to act on it. This isn't about submission, it's about discernment. You take it all in first, and then you decide what to do with it. That's totally different from just impatiently waiting for your turn to talk. And once you get this down, the benefits are huge. You start to develop real discernment. You can pull a good idea out of a clumsy sentence without making the other person feel bad. You get this amazing intuitive sense of conversational timing, when to talk, and more importantly, when to just be quiet. And here's the biggest one. You start to attract good fortune. In Korean, it's called bok. It's not magic. It's just that people are naturally, powerfully drawn to help and support someone who makes them feel truly heard. Opportunities just start coming to you because people want to be on your team. And here's a super practical tip you can use like today. If you're in a situation where you just can't give your full, sincere attention, that song we talked about, it's way better to just be honest. Just politely say something like, hey, what you're saying sounds really important, and I want to give you my full attention. Can we pick this up a little later? It shows respect for them and for their product. All right, now we're going to zoom all the way out. We're about to take this whole idea of communication from just a simple social skill and elevate it to something much more fundamental, something cosmic.
This final idea really reframes everything we've been talking about. What if words aren't just sounds? What if they're not just symbols on a page? What if they are a form of fundamental energy?
The core idea here is to think about human speech as this unique form of energy. It's described as a non-physical, almost quantum energy that only human beings can create. It's not matter, it's not physical, it's the pure essence of a person's thoughts and intentions, broadcast out into the world.
And the qualities of this energy, they're pretty mind-blowing. The idea is that it operates on a totally different plane than the physical world we see and touch.
So fundamental, in fact, that it could pass straight through the middle of the sun and come out the other side completely unchanged. Think about that for a second. It's boundless, indestructible.
And that brings us right back to the beginning. It's the full circle moment. What's the only thing in the universe that can actually stop this incredible energy? It's not a star, it's a thought. It's our own knowledge, those filters in our minds that create the only real barrier. The obstacle isn't the sun itself, it's our certainty that the sun is an obstacle.
So as we wrap this up, let's just lock in these core lessons. Number 1, change your goal. Listen to receive, not to reply. 2, treat the words you hear as someone's valuable, unique product. 3, remember that an empty mind is a mind that can grow. A full mind is one that stagnates. And finally, number 4, understand that sincere listening is basically a magnet for good things.
And that leaves us with one last powerful question to carry with you. It's both a challenge and an incredible opportunity. Just think about the conversations you're going to have today. Whose words, whose creation, whose energy will you choose to truly and sincerely receive?